What's going on, guys? We're back again.
Welcome back to the channel.
So today we're doing another pretty easy job. We've got our, what is it?
We got our Mitsubishi Fuso. We're gonna be doing front, rear, brakes, and sensors.
That's right, so pretty much basic maintenance. I think that these things had an issue where like the brake sensors tore, they got shredded over time. We drive, they drive through dirt, chips, everything, so things bounce up, hit them, and so we figured while we're in there, they probably need some pads too.
So this truck is used for our potting department. So we'll plant up some plants from bare root and these get transferred to our growing farm. So we want to make sure this truck is not only able to brake when it has weight on it, but brake in general. So we'll get this all fixed and good to go.
Yeah, so this will be another pretty easy one again, but we figured why not show you anyways. It's a new vehicle and a new thing, so we're gonna get right to it, guys.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spray down these lug nuts because they drive through the mud all the time. So they're basically all cruddied up, they're dirty, they're rusted. So we'll get a little spray on them just to help us out. Ladies and gentlemen, the 50 cal.
when it won't come off, but you're not asking. No way. Well, there goes that adapter. Shit happens.
Take two.
Let's not break this one.
I wonder if this is a reverse thread.
Alright, well, clearly this thing's fighting us. It's really stuck on there, even with the big old 50 cal. So we're gonna give it some heat. More than likely this won't be enough. We'll probably have to bust out the acetylene torch, but I'm gonna try this anyways because gotta move a lot of stuff to get the acetylene torch out. So let's see what happens. Torch it is. It's a hot nut. It's a real hot nut. finally have the outer wheel off, we can expose the inner wheel. So these just have these square parts right here. We have a special socket right here that has a square recessed inside, and that's meant to take those off. So we got to see if those come off, hopefully without any heat, and get this wheel off to really expose those brakes. All right, so this guy just breaks the trash can and almost fucking what the hell, dude? What goes through your brain?
Nothing.
That was amazing. All right, well, that trash can's ruined. So we ran into a lot of hiccups. So unfortunately, the inner wheel, the caps that hold the inner wheel on, they ended up snapping and taking the actual stud with it too. So we don't have the right size extractor socket right now, so we do have one coming. So hopefully that's the ticket to get them off. So in the meantime, we're just gonna move to the front, right?
Yeah, we'll go do the front brakes and their sensors while we're waiting for that stuff to come in. So at least, we got a head start on the project.
Yeah, like, rather at least start working on the front instead of just sitting around waiting for the socket. God knows how long it'll take for them to get here. So we're gonna move right onto the front. We're gonna have to heat up some lug nuts again and zap them right off. So let's do it, Sis.
Oh yeah. Sensors that we break every time you try to put one of these things in. So we're gonna get a little pry bar in here and take this snap clip out, pull it out,
and try my best not to lose it.
Yeah, but the new one comes with it anyway, so.
Oh, then sayonara.
Yep. Just like that, and push that sensor out. One of them's bad, so we're gonna change them all.
All right, so we noticed that the brake pads were actually like pretty damn new. So that's a lot of pad. The initial reason why we were just gonna do pads and rotors was because the brake sensor was bad and it was showing on the dash that there was an issue. So we were like, okay, well, it's been a few years, probably about 4 years since these have been touched.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years since I've been in here.
It's a long time. So we were like, okay, but to be fair, this only really runs between the two farms, which aren't too far away. So instead of changing them all now, since they're so supple, we will save these for when we actually do need them, and we're just gonna change the pad sensors. So now we're just gonna follow this wire up to where it plugs in, unplug it, and plug the new one in, put the pads in, and bolt it all back together. slide this right back through. It's got those 2 notches there. And you just slide this clip right, right over it. Just like that. And now, it's in there. And flip this bit around. So we got the new sensor in place. We got everything back and bolted up and tight. So now it's just time to move that big John over here and bolt her down. A little more towards you, right there.
You know why they keep dropping off?
Because they're reverse thread.
About this side while we were taking it off, the other side is reverse thread. This side is not reverse thread.
Front's wrapped up, so
yeah, now it's time to attack the back.
Wish us luck. Here we go. All right, so we figured out that with everything breaking on the back here, we ended up having to cut the stud down flush with the wheel, and then we had to drill out. As you can see, we drilled it out until we were past the edge of this cap here, so that we can just pry it off. So now we're gonna have to do that for every one of them because they're all broken. So it's gonna be a little time consuming, but let's get after it. That took entirely too much effort, and I never want to do that again. All right, so as it happens sometimes, we took off the hub and rotor assembly, and we pretty much we got one out, and we got a new one in, and we got it most of the way seated. and we definitely realized that it's a lot harder to do it off of it with nothing holding it still. So we put it back on, and now we got to
we'll heat up the nuts that are behind those studs that are still in there, so they're easier for us to like get out. We'll heat them up. We'll get a big ass wrench on it, as big as we can. Get them off. It's gonna take some fighting, of course. And then we'll be able to Summo punched it from the back. There's like a little hole in the back of the stud that he was actually able to get the punch into and just right through. So we'll work on getting those nuts off, the rest of these punched out and replaced, and then we can move a little bit forward on this.
Let's get the rest of these off and knocked out and new ones in.
Now to do that more times than I want to.
All right, guys. Woo! We got them all in. That was a lot of work. So we're pretty tired, but all we got to do now is get the brake calipers back on, the guards back on, and then we can start throwing the wheels back on. So let's get to it. Damn, our light.
Damn your phone.
So now we're gonna go ahead and switch our brake lines over to the new ones.
Yeah, so I kind of have it in like a similar orientation so that I can literally pull it out, put it down, screw it in. No fighting the line, none of that crap. Remember, there's 2 crush washers on either side of the banjo boat too. So try not to lose them because we didn't get replacements apparently.
So now we have a top and a bottom shield to go over this. Put those on and get the tires back on.
All right, so everything's bolted on and tight. We got all the brackets on. We got all the lines, all the clamps that hold the lines on, tightened down. And now we're just gonna crack open the bleeder on the new caliper, and we're gonna let it gravity bleed first as far as it'll let us. Then no matter what, how much fluid's coming out, we'll give it a few, maybe 2 or 3 extra little, like, you know, he'll pump the brakes, I'll crack it open and make sure every last piece of air is out of there. And now we wait. Cool, we'll let it drip for like 30 seconds, and then I'll tighten it up, he'll get in, start pumping the brakes. Pump it.
Holding.
Sheesh. Pump it.
Holding.
Oh yeah. One more, pump it.
Holding.
All right, pump her up one last time.
All right, so now that it's bled, we'll pop open this reservoir. and fill it up with some brake fluid.
Top her off. Shouldn't be too much. I don't think we lost that much.
No, we didn't lose that much.
No, not that much.
You can kind of see the max word there. Not really, but we can see it. That's all that matters. It's not far off. Shout out to Jimmy, no flannel gang, as I spill it.
A little note about when you're putting these things on, the valve stems. So this valve stem here, there's a valve stem on the other tire as well. You don't want them lined up with each other because then you're not going to be able to fill air. So like the other one's down over here, we'll get this one up top, and so when you go to fill each tire, it's nothing's in your way.
So
It's done. Oh my God, that was a fucking nightmare.
it was rough. It's like anything. It was like was it Newton's law? Anything that can go wrong
Will go wrong.
That's it. So a lot of things were rusty. You know, things sit down in mud a lot. So I mean, liquid gets in, makes our
Nothing you
lives.
can really do about it. Every time I've ever tried to take like a tire off of this truck, one of those has snapped. Just happened to be all of them this time.
It really was just like, you know what? We're gonna all of them are gonna break. We'll make your life just a little bit harder, but we got it done as always. Fought us, but boy, was that definitely a little. What's the word I'm looking for? It definitely
Frustrating?
felt frustrating. Yeah, but it felt rewarding when we finally just pulled that thing out of the shop. That felt great.
Yeah. Look at all this room for
This
activity.
room. And now we just have to. We won't talk about that.
Let's clean the shop up.
Yeah.
Guys, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video.
Let's go!